suburbs near Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Gacy was active in local politics and once had his photo taken with then First Lady Rosalynn Carter.
This guy didn't have horns on him. He didn't walk around with a sign that he's a mass murderer. And he was extremely well-liked, very popular.
Gacy always liked the limelight. Dressed as Pogo the Clown, he liked to entertain children, and he loved to throw lavish parties. Then on December 11th, 1978, a local boy, Rob Peace, disappeared. He told his mother he was meeting with John Gacy about a job. A search of Gacy's home turned up a number of items from other missing kids, like class rings and other jewelry, but police couldn't find any sign of foul play.
We had maybe a slight idea, but no real concrete evidence that there was a homicide here.
For Rosemary and Richard Zick, the search of Gacy's home brought disturbing news. Some of the jewelry police recovered belonged to their son, John. He'd been missing for almost 2 years by then.
He was my third son. He was 19 when he disappeared. He had been out of high school for about a year and a half.
Police didn't have enough to charge Gacy with anything, so they decided to follow him. After 2 weeks of constant surveillance, Gacy cracked. With his lawyer present, Gacy told a room full of shocked policemen that he'd killed dozens of young men and buried most of them under his house.
He drew a detailed map of his crawl space, showing where the bodies were so best as he could recall.
Using the map that Gacy made, police began the brutal job of excavating the crawl space under Gacy's home. And one by one, the body bags made their morbid parade to the coroner's truck. This man, who we will identify only as Robert, was one of the lucky few who got away. Only months before Gacy's arrest, he ran into Gacy in a bar. Gacy brought him back to his house, where Gacy asked him to try a new drug.
Gave me that, and I tried it, and well, it was chloroform, and it knocked me out.
And then what happened?
Well, I woke up in bed with him.
For some reason, Gacy didn't kill Robert. He just let him go. But it wasn't until after Gacy's arrest for murder that Robert realized just how lucky he was. Now he's happy to see Gacy get his.
At his trial, Gacy admitted to killing one young man in self-defense, but claimed someone else put the other bodies under his house. He was convicted of all 33 murders. Yesterday, he chose Inside Edition to make his final public comments. I spoke with him on the phone.
Are you frightened right now? Time is growing very short.
No, I'm in a good mood. Why?
So you're not frightened of losing your life?
Bill, do you think about death every day?
No,
I don't.
But if my death were scheduled to be tomorrow, I might.
Well, I'm not.
So you're not frightened at all?
You accept the things you cannot change.
Do you feel any sense of remorse about anything that's happened here?
Well, considering I've never had a fair trial, how am I supposed to feel?
So you're telling me from the heart that you feel no remorse or guilt here at all?
Well, if somebody would have taken the time to look at the facts, you'll find out that they're not what they were said to be. There's more fantasy on me than there is fact.
Even at this late date, you still say that you are innocent?
I will go to my death that way. Until you remove politics from the court system, all we're going to go ahead with is a state-executed murder.
So you feel you're going to be murdered?
That's correct.
Is there any possibility that you would change your mind before the execution and say, yeah, I really did something? Is there any possibility that that would happen?
No, if you're looking for a Ted Bundy, go talk to Ted Bundy. They've asked me to give them a final statement, and I haven't issued one yet. All I've told the DOC is to arrange for 10 minutes, in which at time I will decide whether I'm going to talk or not.
I strongly suspect you will have something to say. What could that be?
I have no idea at this time. I haven't even thought about it.
Do you think you'll be very emotional at that moment?
In regards to what? I just feel that I feel sorry for the victims' families because they have not gotten justice in this case. I think they have a right to know. Some of them have got the remains of bodies that don't even belong to them.
Is there any way you can explain at this late hour how 27 bodies were found underneath your house?
I've already told you there's 12 keys to the house. We've linked 16 of the bodies to one individual. We've linked 14 more to another individual. All these people had keys to the house.
If you did it and you do not repent, I'm sure the confessor will tell you, God have mercy on your soul.
I am at peace with God.
Once again, Gacy is set to receive a lethal injection at 1 minute after midnight. Still ahead today, our adventure reporter gets shot out of a cannon. And next, corruption on a beautiful